Welcome back to the Finca, everyone. It's a beautiful October day. Temperature still reaching 30 Celsius. Not sure what that is in Fahrenheit. If you think on, I'll pop it up on the screen. Working on this wall. We've done the roof. Finished off the end there. Finished up all the tiles at the top. I'm working my way down, pointing it. Want to get down to a level where we can get rid of this tower because it's an absolute pain because the door's there and we have to squeeze past it to get in and out. I've got a bucket of lime mortar, I've got a big pile of stones, I've got my sprayer. Let's crack on. Sharon's up the garden using her magical green fingers. We've done really well with the veg and fruit this year, so she's going to update you on that shortly. And yeah, let's get on with this.
Welcome to Finca Live. We're Sharon and Andy, just two people with a dream and a vision of restoring our traditional stone-built farmhouse in southern Spain, transforming it into a beautiful off-grid home and sharing our journey with you.
I'm at a super awkward height. As always, wet it all down. There's some quite big holes here, need filling in, but I want to get down to about here and I can reach that off my little platform then to make it a lot easier. As great as this tower is, it's still awkward to work off. It's not the biggest platform in the world. Now we're on the finding stones mission. It takes a lot of the time. Oh dear. We got it. I reckon that. Oh, that's lovely. Right, we're off. Excellent. I shall carry on.
Well, good morning everyone. As you know, Finca Life, it's not just about our restoration. Andy's busy working on that wall at the moment, but I've been looking at the garden. We're officially into autumn now, it's early October, so things are changing, the season's changing, and yeah, we're trying to be as self-sufficient as possible. We've been on a huge learning curve, those of you that have watched us before. We've been successful and unsuccessful with our veg, but this year, happy to say, we've had a really good year. Our peppers are still going strong. The first three we actually overwintered, so they're in their second year. This one I'm sat next to, this is one of our new ones that we've planted this year. We've got a couple of whoppers on there, if you can see those, and the others have still got loads of flowers on, which is incredible for October. So we need to nurture them a little bit now, and then as it gets later, once they lose their leaves and it looks like they've finished producing, we're going to chop them right back just to the woody stalk to allow for new growth next year, because it's the new growth that produces the fruit. Talking of fruit, incidentally, I'm not teaching you to suck eggs, but I didn't know. I thought you had red pepper plants and green pepper plants. In fact, all the peppers are the same, and it depends how long you leave them on the plant as to what colour they turn. They go kind of a dark, almost black, like a purpley colour to start with once they're green. And I wondered the first year, I thought, oh, these, do we need to eat these? Are they going bad? In fact, no, if you leave them, they turn into red peppers, which are a lot sweeter, and it's nice to have a bit of colour on your plate. So we let some of them turn red and we eat some of them when they're green. Incidentally, we planted some bell peppers this year. We've actually bought a huge bell pepper as a whopper, and saved the seeds and planted them, and I don't know how or why it happened, but they turned into the Italiano ones, the dulce peppers. So just a bit of useless information for you there, but we still don't understand to this day what happened to the bell peppers. The plant grew. In fact, I think it might even be this one, but as you can see, not bell peppers, so who knows. But anyway, yes, so we've had a great year. I think at the moment we're up to about 20 kilos of food that we've produced this year from our own planting, so we're well happy. As for the tomatoes, again, you may remember we grew tomatoes in the courtyard this year. They grew to about 12 foot tall, which is not an exaggeration. They were way up the wall, but started to die off from the bottom. So we took a call to take them out and put some peas and carrots in, which I'll show you shortly. But these tomatoes here are just what self-seeded from last year. They were in the bath at the back where we're currently growing our potatoes and Brussels sprouts. And it's just come on great ones. It's very tall, again, not quite as tall as the ones in the courtyard. Got some lovely red tomatoes and lots of green ones here. We've got a few down there, I don't know whether you can see, not doing so well. But as I say, they were free tomatoes. They just self-seeded. Got another plant at the end there, if you can see that. I think we've had about 4 kilos of cherry tomatoes this year, when if you think how much a little cherry tomato weighs, that's a lot of tomatoes, so we're very, very happy. Over here we've got our melons. We've got about 10 at the moment. They're not huge, and we don't know why they're not huge, and if anybody knows the reason why they seem to be a bit on the small side, please do let us know. They're perfectly formed and they're deliciously sweet and juicy, but just not very big. But as I say, we've already eaten a few, and we've got 10 on the go at the moment. This plant's not so bad. The one over there, probably out of camera shot, is starting to die off now, but we've still got a melon on it, so we're going to keep it as long as we can. Obviously they're better not to be picked, and just pick them as you want to eat them. We've saved some seeds from the very first melon that we picked, which was a bigger one and nice and healthy. So we've saved those seeds and we'll plant those again next year, and the theory is that they'll get better and stronger as they're used to surviving in this climate. So this is the other melon I was telling you about, and as you can see, the plant itself now is looking a bit poorly, so we probably will pick that one shortly. But also we've got some ginger popped up. I bought some ginger a while ago, threw it in a pot, nothing happened, and then all of a sudden amongst the melons these things popped up and realised that they were ginger. I think they have suffered a little bit because apparently ginger doesn't like full-on sun, and these are on the front of the house, south facing, so get the sun all day. But we know for next year. I haven't dug them up yet, so I don't know what's underneath the ground, but hopefully get something at least. And this is our asparagus. This is year 3. Not supposed to harvest really for 4 years, and you get the stronger, thicker stems. But we did pick some this year in June. We had lots of asparagus, and then we chose to just let the rest do its thing. And it's very tall, some of it almost waist height on me. Again, once it starts to go brown, dies off, going to cut it right back to the ground, and then next year it'll be exciting to see what we get. And the trees, on the right there is the pomegranate tree, and on the left the plum. We had loads of plums this year, but it's looking a bit sad now, so that needs a good prune. All those very tall ones, they need coming off because they just take all the water and don't produce any fruit, so that's not good. You have to prune a tree so that a bird can fly through the middle, apparently, something that we've learnt. So yeah, I'm going to have a go at pruning them shortly. This is our Nice Perro. This is the baby of the family. We just planted this one this year. It's doing brilliantly. If you can see all those buds. This should be the first tree to produce for us next season, so again excited to see. Andy absolutely loves Nice Perro, so he'll be a happy boy if they all come to fruition. And our olive trees, we mentioned to you again previous video that there are very, very few olives this year. It was too dry for too long early season. However, we've got this tree here which is close to the soakaway for the septic tank that is absolutely laden, so we'll at least get a couple of jars for ourselves off here. Probably not enough to get some olive oil this year, but fortunately we've got a stock of it, so that's good. But yeah, interestingly, they're selling for about 10 euros a kilo at the moment, and olive oil is about 10 euros a litre, so very expensive. So we're very blessed to have our own olives and can cure our own. So sticking with the trees, this is our lemon tree. We bought this last year and we've repotted it because it was in a tiny pot. It seems to be very happy on the front of the house here. We've got loads of lemons and we've got more buds coming, if you can make that out against the sun. So yeah, happy days. This is our orange tree, and the most exciting thing about this is that since we bought the house, we've never had any oranges. Lots of blossom every year, and then it just dies off and it hasn't set, and we didn't know why that was, but we're guessing it was lack of water, because we'd never really watered it. It's on a slope. As soon as you put water on it, it just runs out. It's not been easy to achieve. However, we had all that rain not so long ago, and it was absolutely puddled, and there were lots of tiny little oranges that in the past have just fallen off. These have set and they are growing, which is really exciting. Got a couple, three there, one here, one underneath, a couple by my head. It's not laden, but it's better than we've ever had. So once again, once it's done its thing, we're going to give it a good prune this year and hope that it gets better and stronger for next year. And our vine, it's the second year it's been here in the courtyard. It was just in a small pot out the front to start with. It's looking a bit sad now, as you can see. It's all dying off, but as I say, it is October. It needs a good prune, a good cut back, and hopefully next year, I think it's 4 years next year, we might get some grapes, but I understand it can take up to 7, so we won't hold our breath. But yes, I've got work to do on this, as you can see. Also coming to the end of its life for this year is our basil. We've had loads of basil this year. In fact, the basil overtook the mint, which is unusual, because if you've got mint anywhere, it usually takes over everything. So very pleased with that. It started to go to seed, as you can see, started to flower. We're just going to leave it, because last year we did, and when it died off and all went brown, literally just scattered these seeds, and this is what we've got. So free basil. A little potato, don't know whether you can see that. We just planted that the other day. Every time we get a space in a pot, we just throw a potato in. So it's growing, it's looking good. And another rogue tomato. I'm going to nip that one out now because it's not going to do anything at this time of the year. They just come up everywhere. I guess it must be in the compost. The seeds must be in the compost. So on to our winter veg now. This is where the tomatoes were earlier on in the year. And a few weeks ago we planted some carrots and some peas. The carrots are going great guns. They're getting taller every day. These two peas are looking well. This little one, I don't know what he's doing. He's still alive, so I'm reluctant to take him out. He might be a late starter. But yeah, I think we're going to do another drill of carrots shortly, so that when these are ready, we've got more growing. The peas last year we put here after the tomatoes. Apparently tomatoes put nutrients in the soil which the peas love, and they were like Day of the Triffids, just like the tomatoes earlier on in the year. They just grew and grew and grew. So yes, great expectations for the peas. Our spinach, this will be our third tub. The first lot we planted from seed, and then we just let it, literally what was left, go to seed, and another lot came up. And the same again, so this will be our third pot, and it's quite expensive to buy in the supermarket, so I'm really happy about that. We do love it, it's very good for you. It's good for Andy's muscles when he's doing all that pointing. Yeah, happy days. So around the back where the hens are, you can probably hear them. We've got our bath, and in here we're growing Brussels sprouts. That one. There was one here, it doesn't seem to have popped up, but we have a stray potato. And then we've got a row of red potatoes that we've planted, haven't come up yet, but we've got a big potato that end, again must have just been left in the compost, and one here, so we should be alright for potatoes, but we've said that before, and then we got lots of greenery and actually no potatoes, so we'll see. But I am optimistic about my Brussels because we were unsuccessful last year. We planted them on the front of the house. I think it was just too hot, they got too much sunshine. They grow in England, for goodness sake, so they're not used to nice hot weather. So yeah, hopefully this year we'll get some Brussels for Christmas. Here are our girlies, they're doing very well. We've had over 100 eggs in September. We've got the two black rocks, that's Thelma and Louise. We've got the white one, that's Scylla. Lottie's just disappeared round the corner, the little brown one. And then we've got Hilda somewhere, but I think she might be on the nest because she's not here at the moment. But yes, they're doing very well, aren't you ladies? Thank you for all your eggs. Yeah, good girls. Hello, Scylla. Hello, darling. Hello, Lottie. Lottie. So speaking of eggs, here we are. This is just the last few days. A week maybe. We've had a couple of triple yolkers, which is very, very rare apparently, and lots of doubles. I'm guessing that one might be a double, this one. We're not sure, but we think it might be Scylla, the white one that's laying these big eggs. A couple of pomegranates you might see on the worktop there behind. We forgot to mention they've also got a mature pomegranate tree. We've got our little one that we showed you, which hasn't actually produced anything so far, but we've got one just up the land which is mature, and we've had lots of pomegranates off there, and figs, of course. Forgot about the figs. They're all died off now, so there's nothing to show you, but lots of lovely figs. So it's been a really good season, as I say, about 20 kilos of food, so can't complain, and hopefully next year be bigger and better.
Right, I think I've got low enough to get rid of this, get it out of the way. It'll be a lot easier. As I said, even though it's a reasonable platform, there's not a lot of room, especially if you want to move about with everything you need up there. Plus I'm up in now, I've got my little bench, which is dead easy to step up and down on. So I'm going to clear this lot off and move it out of the way, start afresh. Oh, we've got a lot of stones. Right, I think I'm just going to do one more mix today. I've got some pretty big holes need filling in, like that one. There's a few here, there's a couple here on the front. Plus I want to get this last stone in the top of the window as well, so when I come to point round that, it's already in. So yeah, get it done. Righto, a few big ones filled in there. Let's make sure we got no mortar protruding. And carry on with the pointing tool. It just makes the pointing so much easier if you've got a lot of the big ones filled in. Super. Happy days. Right, I'm having a little break from the pointing. It gets a bit tedious after days and days.
It does.
We've acquired another bath.
We have, yes, and we're going to have a go at making our own compost.
Yes.
We've got a compost bin up the land, which we've had it really since we got the house.
4 years.
3 years. And the problem is we just forget to water it, so it's not rotted down properly. But we thought,
it's all crispy.
Yeah, put it in a bath right next to the veg, and we should remember then to water it every time we water the veg. And hopefully have some nice rich compost.
Yes, we're so happy with this. We thought we'd have another one because the possibilities are endless.
Yeah.
As will be coming up in the future. We've sown some more peas, carrots and Brussels this morning as well.
Yes, we have.
And we're trying some strawberries.
Yes. We did try them in the past and they weren't very successful, but you know what, we're going to try again, why not?
Nothing to lose.
So all we've got to do now is empty that other bin and bring it up here somehow.
Let's do it.
So this is the bin in question. It's absolutely full to the top, but as you can see, it's not decomposing it at all. So
we did have two, but the other one blew away. All we've got left is a lid and the door. I don't know where it went. It got really windy one night. It didn't have enough stuff in it. I think we're just going to have to lift it up, aren't we? And
yes.
It's got no bottom in it. It should just. It's heavy. Oh, there we go.
Bottom's worked a bit.
Yeah, excellent. Right, we'll mess about with this.
That's the first wheelbarrow load. I reckon there's going to be 3, 4 at least. So yeah, we'll get it in the bath now.
Right.
Wonderful.
The trouble is we've got to go all the way around the house. It's about a mile, a couple of kilometres. Possibly empty there. Alright.
Well done.
Excellent. I think we're going to site this at the back here as well. Right, let's get this one in. Go back and get the bits of rubbish we've dropped. And the shovel again. Yeah.
Crikey.
I guess it'll pack down a bit.
I hope so. So these are actually composting bags. It's supposed to decompose. However, I think because they've been on the top, they're just dry and not rotting down. So we're going to put these back in the bottom of this bin, and hopefully some water, they should start to rot down. This is a lovely job, by the way. One of the best things I've done for Finca Life, I tell you. Oh dear me. So it's in. Give it a wet down. It'll probably take a few months. If it doesn't work, we'll put some donkey poo on the top. Like a mulch really, to stop it drying out. See what that does. Okay, so we've improvised. We've just put a piece of wood and the lid off the other one of that, as Andy said, blew away, just to cover it so the water doesn't evaporate before it gets a chance to do its stuff. Happy days. While we're here, I'm just going to go and check for eggs. We've had one so far this morning. So I'll have a look. Hello ladies, have you laid me any eggs today? So there we go, just one. We'll say we've had one earlier on, but we do tend to get them during the day. It's not just in the morning that they lay, they do tend to the afternoon, sometimes leave us another one, so we'll see.
So we're very happy with our plantings. saves us a lot of money. It's very rewarding. Do it.
Yeah, if we can, you can.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Calculated, we've saved about €100
so far, but
so
we've still
far.
got
We've
a
still
lot
got
to
stuff
come.
growing.
Yeah.
So
And we're just beginners in a not so growing friendly climate. Really.
No,
Yes.
exactly.
Tubs is the way forward. Anyway, I'm cracking on my wall.
Yeah,
Got
looks
all
fab.
above it done. I've got all down the inside, down the reveals and up the top done. I've got that side to do, this bit here, and all along the bottom. Another 3 months should see that.
Once this has gone off, I can get cleaning that window up tomorrow. Give it another coat, I think.
Yeah. Super.
So just like to say a massive thank you to everyone that's wished me a happy birthday. We had a lovely day, lovely meal, and thank you also to Ray and Mo if you're watching for our lovely meal yesterday as well. We've been really spoilt this week.
Yeah, so. And I will put the batteries in the clock, Ray. I haven't forgotten.
Yeah. And so that's the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you to all our subscribers.
Indeed. Thank you all.
All our Patreons, everyone that's bought us a coffee, and we'll see you next time.